What is a high bottom and a low bottom? You might hear that term when you are in a meeting, a 12-step meeting. You might hear it at a treatment program, detox, and I'm going to explain it. So let's talk about a high bottom first. Basically, what that meaning is when you hit your bottom, right? Like, when was that, like, when it was enough, right? When was that moment where you were just like, I can't do this anymore? Like, you had experienced loss, but you have hit the point of like no return. Like, I do not want to do this anymore. It's basically like the thing that caused you to stop using drugs. For some people, a high bottom is all they need, and when that happens, they do not experience extreme financial distress. So, like, some people may lose their job but keep their house. Some people may not lose anything like that. Maybe lose a relationship with somebody that is really important to them. Maybe they lose their reputation because they do something embarrassing. But their financial status was not affected in any way. You know what I mean? And you could have like an emotional low bottom, right? So like financially everything is in order, like you keep your home, you keep your kids, yeah, and it's just like you hit this point where emotionally you are at your rock bottom, and nothing happens to your lifestyle, right? Whereas with a low bottom, everything is affected. For me, losing my children wasn't enough for me. For me, losing my house wasn't enough for me. For me, losing my car wasn't enough for me. For me, losing my job and my reputation wasn't enough for me. For me, losing my dignity wasn't enough for me. My well-being, the only thing in the end that I had left to lose was my life. I had already lost my self-respect. I had already lost my health. I had already lost my mental health. Like, I was sick. I was incredibly sick. And there really was nothing that I could do except get better. Like, I was completely broke. I had two choices the day that I got better. I had two choices. I could go work the corner and make a couple of dollars so that I could get by, or I could go to the what do you call it, fire department and get better. And I chose to go to the fire department and get better. um like, I was just so tired. I was so tired. My soul was so tired inside. I had nothing else to give, and I was able to do it. I was able to go 25 hours without using any substances. I was able to go through the night in pain because I wanted to get better so bad. Like, I had an extremely low bottom. I had nothing left to give except my life, and I was getting close to losing that. I was waking up hours later with nothing, completely robbed of everything that I owned, just in the worst position that I possibly could be. So close to death so many times. I've woken up with all of my money stolen, and uh, like not only that, my foot broken. Somebody broke my foot after they assaulted and stole everything from me. I had been SA'd and left to be unalive in a bush with my dress all the way up to my neck, because of my addiction. It was a miracle that I even woke up. I woke up to this person holding me, me screaming. And I was unconscious while I was screaming, and I came to screaming. I didn't know how to walk. I didn't know how to talk. I had complete amnesia. And what had happened to me because of the amnesia that I had, when people I saw were experiencing the same thing, because tranquilizer amnesia is a real thing, I would do that. I would coach them through it. I'd say, hey, what you're experiencing right now is tranquilizer amnesia. I want you to sit down with me. I want you to take a big breath. Everything's going to be okay. Tell me your name. I need you to tell me your name. And then that's what they do. They tell me their name, and then they're like, wow, thank you so much. I remember meeting somebody on the street. And like a month later, he came up to me and was like, you're the girl who saved me that night. You know, I remembered what you did, and I kind of completely forgot because, you know, I was in my own world, but it jogged my memory. But that's what I used to do to people for like, because I know what it's like to wake up and not know who you are and be terrified. And that was my everyday life. And it was just like the insanity of my lifestyle choices was so intense that my bottom was so low that I ended up on East Hastings in Vancouver for an entire year. You know, like I did that for 13 months. You know, the fact that people do that for 20, 30 years is mind-blowing to me. There's people who thrive in that environment. Personally, I was not one of them. I tried it. I was interested in the beginning. I thought that I would have a good time, but I did not. I did not do well at all. And it was traumatizing. So, I mean, yeah. Like, you can have a high bottom where you don't lose anything. Just like, you know, some your emotional turmoil, or you could have a low bottom where you lose everything. But the fact is, it doesn't matter how far you dig down, there is always light at the end of the tunnel.